Have you ever had one of those mornings where just getting out of bed feels like a workout? You sit on the edge of the mattress, swing your legs down, and then pause, just to catch your breath. Maybe your knees crack a little, your balance feels a bit off, or your back gives you a subtle reminder that you're not 25 anymore. If that sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. And more importantly, there's something you can do about it, starting today. The truth is, getting older comes with changes, but that doesn't mean you have to give up your freedom. You don't have to settle for a future that includes a walker by the door or a cane by the nightstand. Believe it or not, there are simple, gentle exercises you can do right at home that will help you stay strong, steady, and independent, well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. No fancy gym. No complicated machines. Just you, a little space, and a commitment to moving your body the way it was meant to move. In this video, we're going to walk through 4 powerful exercises that are designed specifically for seniors. These aren't exercises that will leave you sweating and sore, they're focused, functional movements that protect your balance, strengthen your legs and hips, and keep you on your feet longer. The kind of exercises that help you stand tall, step with confidence, and stay out of those dreaded mobility aids. Let's begin with something simple, but incredibly effective, something I call the sit-and-stand. It's exactly what it sounds like, sitting down and standing up, repeatedly. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds too easy. But let me ask you this, how easy is it for you to get out of a deep chair without using your arms? Can you do it 10 times in a row? For many people, especially after 70, even 5 can be a challenge. The beauty of this movement is that it mimics something we all do every single day, getting in and out of chairs, on and off the toilet, up from the bed. But doing it intentionally, and repeatedly, builds your quadriceps, your glutes, and most importantly, your confidence. It's a full lower body movement that reminds your brain and your body how to work together. Here's how you do it. Choose a chair that's firm and doesn't roll. Place it near a wall or counter if you feel unsteady. Sit upright with your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest, or keep them out in front of you for balance, and then slowly stand up, using your legs, not your hands. Then lower yourself back down with control. If it's tough at first, it's okay to use the armrests. Over time, the goal is to rely less on your arms and more on your legs. I've had folks in their 80s tell me they started with just 3 a day. And a month later? They were doing 12 without thinking. The shift in their balance and mobility was night and day. One woman even told me she no longer feared getting stuck on a low couch at her granddaughter's house. That's the kind of change that matters, not just physically, but emotionally too. When you know you can rise on your own, you carry yourself differently. Now that we've talked about standing up strong, let's talk about walking steady. If you've ever found yourself wobbling a bit when stepping sideways, like when reaching into the fridge or moving through a crowd, you're not alone. Side-to-side movement isn't something we practice much, but it's essential for avoiding falls. That's why the second exercise I want to share is a simple side step, or what some people call a lateral step. You don't need any equipment for this one. Just find a bit of open space, maybe in your hallway or living room. Stand tall, feet together, and slowly take a step to the right. Then bring your left foot to meet the right. Then go back the other way. Step to the left, then bring your right foot in. Easy, right? Now try doing that back and forth for about 30 seconds. Feel those outer thighs? That's your hip stabilizers waking up, and they are so important for keeping you upright. If you want to take it a step further, you can add a small resistance band around your ankles, but that's completely optional. The point is to get your body comfortable with lateral motion, because life doesn't just happen in straight lines. Reaching into cabinets, moving around furniture, stepping off curbs, these everyday actions require coordination in multiple directions. Practicing them makes you safer, more agile, and less likely to reach for a cane. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to avoid a cane? Not because there's shame in using one, but because there's power in having the choice not to. You deserve to decide how you move through this world, not be forced into a walker because of weak legs or wobbly steps that could have been prevented with a few minutes of practice each day. Now I know some people might be thinking, this all sounds great, but what if I haven't exercised in years? Let me tell you, starting now is still worth it. Your body responds to movement no matter how old you are. You're not too late. You're not too stiff. You're not too fragile. Every strong, steady step you take now is a vote for your future self. You don't need a gym membership, a personal trainer, or even workout clothes. What you do need is a reason, and if staying independent, climbing stairs with ease, or simply walking through the grocery store without fear of falling sounds like a reason to you, then you're already halfway there. Now that you've started to feel the strength returning with the sit-and-stand and the confidence building through the side steps, let's keep that momentum going. Because when it comes to staying independent, there's one part of the body that often gets overlooked, but it might just be the most important: your ankles. Think about it. Every step you take, every time you shift your weight, every moment you're standing upright, your ankles are doing the work of balancing, adjusting, stabilizing. And yet, most people never think to strengthen them until they're already having trouble. Weak ankles can lead to stumbles, twisted feet, even dangerous falls. But the good news is that keeping your ankles strong and responsive doesn't take fancy equipment or even much time. There's a wonderfully simple exercise that helps, one that improves both ankle strength and balance, and it's called the heel-to-toe walk. It might sound like something you did in elementary school, and that's not far off. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This gentle but focused movement reteaches your feet and ankles how to stay connected with the ground, and it's one of the best ways to train your body to walk with steadiness. Here's how to do it. Find a hallway or a long clear space in your home. Stand up straight, arms relaxed at your sides or held slightly out for balance. Now, take a step forward by placing your heel directly in front of your other foot's toes, like you're walking on a tightrope. Then step again, heel to toe, heel to toe. Take about 10 steps forward like that, then turn around and do 10 back. You might wobble at first, and that's okay. Wobbling means your muscles are working. Just go slow, and if needed, walk near a wall so you can steady yourself with a hand if needed. This simple walk trains your feet, ankles, calves, and even your core to work together, which is exactly what they need to do every time you move. I once worked with a gentleman in his late 70s who did this for just 2 minutes a day. At first, he couldn't get through more than 5 steps without losing his balance. But he stuck with it. A few weeks in, he was walking across his living room like he was on a mission. He told me, "I feel like I've got my feet under me again." And that feeling? That's freedom. Let's not forget, falling is one of the top reasons seniors end up needing walkers or worse, a wheelchair. But most falls don't happen because of one big mistake. They happen because of lots of little things that have been ignored over time, a bit of weakness here, a little stiffness there. These small imbalances add up until one day you catch your toe on a rug or your foot slips off a stair. So if you're doing these movements now, even if they feel basic, you're making powerful changes where it matters most. And speaking of balance, there's one more area we absolutely have to talk about: your core. Now, don't worry, I'm not about to tell you to do sit-ups on the floor. That's not what we mean when we talk about the core. Your core is everything from your hips to your rib cage, your belly, your back, your sides. It's what keeps you upright when you walk, helps you stay steady when you reach, and protects your spine when you twist or turn. And yes, even sitting up straight in a chair, that's your core at work. There's a beautiful, low-impact movement that strengthens this area without putting strain on your back or knees. It's called the standing knee raise. All you need is your body, a chair for balance if needed, and a little patience. Start by standing tall, feet shoulder-width apart. Rest your hand lightly on the back of a chair or a counter if you like. Now, slowly lift one knee up toward your chest, just to a comfortable height, no need to overdo it. Hold for a moment, then lower it back down. Then switch legs. At first, it might feel like your hips are doing most of the work, and they are, but as you repeat this motion, you'll feel your belly muscles subtly engaging to keep you upright. That's your core waking up, learning how to support you during movement. The great thing about this exercise is that it improves not just strength, but control. And control is everything when it comes to avoiding falls. I remember one woman, she was in her early 80s and had a bit of a fear of falling. She started doing knee raises every morning while brushing her teeth, just 10 on each side. Within a month, she said she felt more centered. That was the word she used. Centered. Like her body was more stable and grounded. It's those little things, those quiet wins, that build real independence. And listen, if you're thinking, "I'm not sure I can lift my knee very high," that's perfectly fine. You don't need to. Even a few inches off the ground counts. What matters is that you're practicing. You're telling your body, we are staying strong, we are staying steady, and we are not giving in to the chair just yet. So, here's what you're doing right now. Just by listening and imagining these movements, you're already investing in your strength, your balance, and your future. You're choosing to be proactive, not reactive. And that, my friend, is one of the most powerful decisions anyone can make at any age. Let's keep that energy going. We've already worked on your legs, your balance, and your core, and you're probably feeling more confident already. But there's one final area we need to talk about, and it's a big one. It's what ties all these movements together and helps you stay mobile, pain-free, and independent. I'm talking about your hips and glutes, those big, powerful muscles at the base of your body that, when strong, keep you upright and moving. And when they're weak, well, that's when the shuffle starts. That's when people start dragging their feet, struggling with stairs, or needing help getting out of a chair. But here's the good news. Strengthening your hips and glutes doesn't require fancy gym equipment or hours of training. You can do it in just a few minutes a day, right in your living room. The exercise I want to show you is simple, safe, and incredibly effective. It's called the standing leg extension. Start by standing tall behind a chair or near a counter for support. Place your hands gently on the surface in front of you for balance. Now, shift your weight onto one leg and slowly extend the other leg straight back behind you. Keep your leg straight, but don't lock your knee. Hold it there for a couple of seconds, just enough to feel a little squeeze in your backside, then bring it back down. Then do the same with the other leg. 10 times on each side is a great place to start. This exercise strengthens your glutes, hamstrings, and the muscles that support your lower back. It also trains your body to stay steady while moving, something that becomes more and more important as we age. If you feel a little wobbly, that's okay. That means your stabilizers are getting a workout too. And if you can only lift your leg a few inches, that's enough. Progress doesn't come from doing it perfectly. It comes from doing it consistently. One of the women I worked with years ago had a hip replacement in her 60s. When she hit 74, she told me she was scared she might end up needing a cane soon. We added just this one move, standing leg extensions, into her daily routine. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that 6 months later, she was hiking local trails again. No cane. No walker. Just strong, stable legs that could carry her where she wanted to go. Now here's something important to remember. Every one of these movements we've talked about today is designed not just to help you move better, but to help you live better. It's not about looking a certain way or doing anything extreme. It's about feeling secure when you walk across the room. It's about being able to reach down and pick something up off the floor without fear. It's about having the confidence to say yes to that walk with a friend, or that trip to the farmer's market, or simply getting up from your favorite chair without a second thought. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep going. Because the truth is, mobility is like a savings account. Every step you take, every time you stand instead of sit, every simple movement you repeat, it all adds up. And the more you invest now, the more freedom you'll have later. So what can you do today? Pick one of these exercises. Just one. Maybe you start with the sit and stand while waiting for your coffee to brew. Maybe you practice your heel-to-toe walk while brushing your teeth. Or maybe, you do a few knee raises while watching your favorite show. No pressure. No rush. Just a few quiet minutes where you tell your body, I'm still in this. I'm still showing up. And before we wrap up, let me say this. If you're someone who's felt frustrated or discouraged by your body, if you've ever thought, I'm just getting old, there's nothing I can do, please, don't believe that lie. Age might slow you down, but it doesn't have to stop you. You're stronger than you think, and your body is capable of so much more than you've been told. So let's keep going. Let's move a little more each day. Let's show the world, and ourselves, that independence doesn't have an expiration date. And hey, if you've tried any of these exercises, I'd love to hear about it. Share your experience in the comments below. Maybe you've already started building strength and confidence, or maybe today is your first step. Either way, you're not alone. This is a community, and we're all in this together. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps others like you find this information. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future tips to keep you strong, independent, and thriving. Here's to living your best life, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. You've got this.